It's fine. Yeah, I'm not.
Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Butler.
Here.
Commissioner Clausen.
Here.
Commissioner Cox.
Here.
Commissioner Phipps.
Here.
Mayor Hall.
Here. Consent agenda. Items listed on the consent agenda are considered to be routine in nature and will be enacted by one motion. No separate discussion of these items will occur unless a council member requests the item to be removed from the consent agenda. If an item is removed from the consent agenda, it will be considered elsewhere on the agenda for this meeting. Prior to asking for a motion to approve the consent agenda, the mayor will ask if anyone desires to remove an item from the consent agenda for public discussion. What do we got in there?
Yeah. For those that are attending online, if you wouldn't mind muting until it's time to talk.
Is that get him off?
Stay.
Okay,
No,
Kyle,
still there.
Kyle needs to mute his.
if you're on this meeting remotely, please turn off your speaker. Thank you.
Mac.
Okay. Would anybody like to remove an item from the consent agenda? Hearing none, I move the minutes of the regular meeting of September the 2nd, 2025, and the bills and payroll for the first half of September 2025 are approved. Can I, yeah, take a roll call, please.
Running in second.
Second, Mayor.
A second, yeah.
Second, Mayor.
Commissioner Cox, all right. Now roll call.
Commissioner Butler.
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Commissioner Cox.
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps.
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes. Presentations, petitions, and communications. This portion of the city council meeting is reserved for persons who desire to address the council. The Illinois Open Meetings Act mandates that city council may not take action on comments received on matters that have not been identified on this agenda. But the council may direct staff to address the topic to refer the matter for action on the agenda for another meeting. Persons addressing the council are requested to limit their presentation to 3 minutes and to avoid repetitious comments. We would also ask you to state your name and address for the record as well as stand when speaking. Okay, we're going to do something a little bit different tonight. I think a lot of people are here primarily for wake boats. Let me ask, how many people are here to talk about wake boats? Okay, good. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to move down to the motion on wake boats right up front. And the reason why that I'm going to do this, you're still going to get a chance to comment, but I don't think we're actually going to have a motion tonight on wake boats, but we're still going to give you a chance to speak, okay? So I'm going to ask Commissioner Clausen, he's the one who normally make this motion. Do you want to make a motion on this item?
No.
Would any other council member like to make a motion on this item? Okay, hearing none, what that does for us tonight, it says we're not making a decision on wake boats tonight. But now I'm going to go back and give anybody that wants to speak on wake boats to go ahead and get that chance to do that. What likely is going to happen, and I don't mind telling you a couple of things up front, at least the way I think we ought to move ahead, and I'm speaking only for myself now as the mayor, but this is going to put this vote off to sometime in the future. We don't think we've done enough due diligence about this matter. We think we need more information. And personally, and I know the council hasn't heard me say this, but I'm going to say a couple of things here, and then they're going to get a chance to respond to this, but you're going to also get a chance. So I want a couple of things about Lake Mattoon. Lake Mattoon's primarily purpose is to provide water for Mattoon water customers. That's the primary purpose of Lake Mattoon. Water at Lake Mattoon is also secondary, but also important. It's the use of the water and the lake for recreational purposes like fishing, sailing, skiing, surfing, etc. I believe with the help of a few people that work as a small committee that can help us make a decision as to where we go with wake boats. There's a lot of people in here, I'm going to guess most people here are pro wake boats. you want to have that. There may be some that are not, and I can see a couple of heads shaking, but I would like to see a small group of 5 to 7 people from you or anybody else get together, and I'll be happy to lead that effort, because we got to have people on both sides of that aisle. You know, we want to have people that are pro wake votes and against, but I would like to see a few people get together, because I think there's a compromise here. I think we can have wake votes, but I also think we can satisfy some of the requests of people that are against it. And I'd like to take that path rather than us sit here and try to represent you. There are people out here that, number one, you're not citizens of Mattoon. You know, you don't buy water from Mattoon. You live out at the lake, or you have a place out at the lake. You spend money in the Mattoon area, and all that's important. So we really want to hear from several people. And the council makes final decision. You know, if we get a committee established and that committee ends up in, 3 in favor and 2 against or whatever, it's still got to come to the council for a final vote. Because a committee, even though we establish it, we'd like to hear from you, but you can't make the final decision. It still has to be made by the council. But I still believe that we can come up with a solution that can work, and everybody are going to be reasonably happy. And I think that can work. So with that said, does council members have any comments about that? Is anybody opposed to that approach at this point? Because these are the people that have to really vote.
No, I think it's a great idea.
Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to cover the subject of anybody that has something to say about wake votes. We're going to cover that first. And I'm going to start, because we got so many people, and we don't want to have repetitious comments. That's the one thing that we said very upfront. And you only have 3 minutes. And our city attorney is going to smack me beside the head when 3 minutes is up. And you're going to have to stop here, use this. But no, you can say as much as you want in that 3 minutes, but we got a lot of people. So let's get it going. I'm going to start over here on this side of the room. At the front row. Okay. Anybody in the front row? Second row want to talk? Yes. Okay. Come right up. We're going to get to you. Yes. And your name, your address, and then you got the photo.
Dick Anderson, live at 71 Sharp Drive, Neoga. We're on the lake. And when I take a look, all I really saw was about what you have on the agenda tonight to start with.
Right.
There's concerns that we have as far as the way votes go. And I did research today. One of them reads this Google. You got to be careful what you're looking at. And what it says our wake boats destroying lakes. Yes, wake boats can be bad for lakes because they're power wakes, erode shorelines, destroy habitats, stir up sediment, they can cause algae bloom, and affect water quality. I think those are issues. There's more homework the mayor said that needs to be done, but those are things that I'd like to see that we take a look at, what the impact of might have. There's also the water line that's there. As a homeowner, as we get more boats with speed in it, we end up with the problem of erosion on the shoreline. A lot of the homeowners put in steel shore wall. That can help to a degree. But I heard from Lake Sarah, there's stuff down there where they're starting to get erosion behind the shore wall now. That's something that needs to be taken a look at. So, the big thing is really I think the erosion and the purity of the water. The water is primary purpose for the citizens of Mattoon. Our water's
Okay.
Things that go on around. Take a look at the state of Washington. They basically on lakes have said no speeding over 10 miles an hour within 1,000 feet of the shore. Peninsula County and Michigan's got the same thing. So there's a lot of stuff that's going on. One thing I found otherwise that was quoted was basically a vast majority of municipalities, counties, government units, what they're doing is they're basically banning totally use, and instead of significantly more than ones that were changed and adopted. And so how accurate that is, I don't know. That's why I say homework, I think is the key to getting it done and making notes.
Yeah. And by the way, if you get up and talk and you speak and you want to be on this committee, let me know because I might be calling on you to, to do that. Or you can call my office and just say, call the city clerk's office, right, Susan?
Sure.
Call the city clerk's office and say, hey, I want to be on the wake boat committee, and we'll narrow it down to, a balanced.
You put my name down.
Okay. All right. All right. Let's see, third row back there. Yeah, come on up.
I'm Catherine Miller, 8612 North 3585 East Road, Oregon. I have addressed this council before on water. We are very sure and we know that the water source is the main priority of this council.
Correct.
The issue is that you don't have the width of this lake and the depth to accommodate the wakeboards. Maybe you can find some place on the lake, like across from the marina or something, that maybe be a little wider. After the south end where we're at is not that wide. And every shoreline that's on Lake Mattoon is city owned and it's not shored up. So you're causing erosion and the wakeboards. I believe everybody ought to have fun on the lake. I really do. But we own rentals in this town, so our renters are very important to us. The water issue was a big issue for us with our renters. So it's, in my opinion, that all the research, I had sent this to the council.
Right.
If you want to know who sent that to you. But it's found, it's documented, and a lot of lakes are having issues with the wakeboarders. But they need, girth on the lake, and they need depth, 14 to 19 feet deep. Well, you have that in certain places, but you don't have it in all places. And you're watching wakeboarders go along the shoreline. Very shallow, shallow, and it's silting in. And it's city land that does not have seawall or anything riprap or anything to shore up your land.
Right.
So I think this is how the algae bloom progressed. Come up from the bottom, and of course the heat didn't have much, it had a lot to do with it. So I think the consideration is to work and try to find them a place on the lake that they can wakeboard or completely ban it if we don't have the bird with the lakes that accommodate it.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's see, still on the third, go ahead. Yeah, come on, Brian.
My name is Ryan here. I'm a resident of Mattoon, our address is 413 Briar Lane. We also own property at Lake Mattoon, a vacant lot as well as a family property that my grandparents bought and built in the late 60s. The second cabin is still there, stands today. We use it every week as a family, and many times during the week. We swim, we ski, we wakeboard, surf, kayak, sailfish, waterfowl hunt in the winter, and paddleboard all in the lake. It's our favorite place to be in the world. We feel truly blessed to have owned this property, and my grandpa took care of us 60 years ago. With that being said, I was made aware Sunday of this potential ban, so I reached out to the councilman. When talking to the members, I found out that most of you are not aware of the capital that lake residents have put into these boats and their lifts. A new wake boat runs between $100,000 to $250,000. Many of them more than that, but most of the lake would probably range from there. The lifts that have been built from the late 40s range anywhere from $30,000 to $60,000, sometimes probably more. A lot of these are permanent structures with I-beams and bases for them that have been permanently put into the lake, and that's been allowed to be put into the lake for the use of these boats. Our families and many other families, like the ones you've already heard from today, love the lake. I know that is a water source, like Mayor Hull said, but it's been used for recreation for decades. If it wasn't for recreation, the city wouldn't sell boat gas at $7 a gallon, which I'm willing to pay. We wouldn't put in a new parking lot. We wouldn't put in a new playground. We wouldn't charge money for boat stickers, host fishing tournaments, and have a waterfowl season at the lake. The city manages a campground by the marina, has updated docks, and even put in extra lifts for boats this past summer, one of which holds a wake boat. It is great for the local economy and draws people to our community. Lake Mattoon is truly a tremendous asset to both communities of Mattoon and Geneoga. I believe all boaters can coexist if everyone just watches out for one another on the lake. 5 years ago, we didn't have a wake boat. We didn't have issues. If the lake was too crowded, chose to stay off the lake for that afternoon, especially 4th of July. Everybody You can't just go plowing through a wave 20 mile an hour in your boat. You see big waves coming, you got to slow down and you have to take care of yourself in that respect. I know that it's not productive to attend a meeting and just state a complaint. Solutions to the problem should be offered. I believe all of you received an email from a lake resident who owns property and a wake boat on Sunday. He shared some alternatives with you. Some of those solutions that I've heard and what he included, some of them, the opposite end of the banning of the boats is to do nothing. So that's probably not going to happen. Restrict the activity to just the south end of the lake or the other end of the lake. Grandfather in the residents who have owned and registered wake boats in the past to cap the number of these boats that are present on the lake. And then even putting a curfew on wake boats so that people can enjoy a pleasure cruise for maybe an hour before sunset at the end of the evening. Those are all viable options that should be discussed further with interested stakeholders, like Mayor Hall said. Thank you for tabling this vote tonight so that more discussions can be had. I'd be willing to take part in any future discussions to find a solution that's a benefit to all who enjoy the lake. Thanks again for your time and thanks for you to serve our community as the president.
Thank you. Keep moving back. Next row, anybody want to speak? Anybody on that side of the room want to speak? Yes, come forward.
Under walk, 784 US Route. That's south of, we recently purchased a lake house for the first time. I've lived there. I'm 62 years old. I grew up in Hanover. We were just in time to close about a week before the lake. So we do have a wake boat that makes a wake. I guess one of the things that has to be clarified, wake boats do a lot of things. Depending on how you get upset, we ski, we wakeboard, we surf. Those are all things you can do with a wake boat, which all do the same as a ski boat, except for the surfing part. The surfing part takes special apparatus in the boat to actually create a bigger wave behind it. And they're going to have water bags in the boat where we have to fill them and stuff. But the nice thing about, from a parent standpoint, when we're surfing behind the boat, we're going about 8, 9, 10 miles an hour rather than 22 miles an hour. And a boat going 22 miles an hour will throw a lot more weight than one, and a lot harder velocity. So I like to see my kids surf behind the boat. Especially if they're going to wipe out. So you talk about banning wake boats. Are you caught banning wakeboarding? Which you can do behind most any boat out there. Or you're going to have skiing. Big pontoon boats that have 200 horsepower engines on them can do a lot of the same things that wakeboard boats can do, except for create that weight. So that's something that has to be addressed too. If this is brought up due to water quality issue, and I want to tell you all, when this happened, I've served on many boards. I felt really bad for the people that had to deal with this issue. But I know you had a lot of homeowners, you had businesses. I run my own business that rely on clean water. So I'm sure you were getting it from both sides. I have my sympathy for that. But if you look at, I talked to John Warspaw today for quite a long time. And when you look at what's going on, you need to have, well, what's your control? What's your test? Ask yourself what the conditions were at Lake Paradise this summer. Were they much better? Or John, I don't want to put words in John's mouth, but no, they weren't. How much voting really happens on Lake Paradise? Next to nothing. Do I think that voting on the lake helps burn the water? Absolutely. Do I think it causes your algae bloom? No, I don't. So haphazardly saying, well, by God, we need to do something so we can cool the neighborhood down. That's not a good answer. So I really like your idea about forming a committee. I'd be happy to serve on it. But solving a problem like this is something that takes years to do. It takes planning. It takes, you need to dredge. You need to control runoff from the ag. You need to control runoff from the houses. Houses, when they put fertilizer yards, are probably putting.
Roger, you need to wrap up pretty quick here.
Are probably putting as much per square foot in the lake as what farms do, because they don't have the equipment that we have. So I don't think that solving this boating issue, if that's what's about, this is about water quality. That's not your answer.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you. Anybody else on this side back there? All right, let's go over here somewhere. Anybody that's not, items that haven't been covered, yes, come forward, please.
Good evening, Jason Recker, 894, 894 North Yoga. Thank you, Mayor, staff, council, for the opportunity to speak tonight. I think you hit the nail on the head, Mayor. That's a great demonstration of leadership. Like, don't vote this through, put together a committee I'm willing to serve on it, gather all the information and make an informed decision. We live in a broken world. There's a lot going on in this country and in this state that we could work on. And I think it's really disheartening to see that this is what we're focusing our energy on tonight. You guys are all elected officials, volunteering your time and talents, and this is what we're talking about. I got the call on Sunday saying they're banning wakeboard boats on Tuesday. I was like, all right. So I talked to a bunch of my friends and family members and neighbors, and like, I'm glad that you didn't rush this through. There's a lot of information out there. There's some presented tonight, but in the study that was, I think, given to you all, in the fine print, it also said if you're outside of 200 feet of the shoreline and then 10 feet of water, there's very minimal disturbance to that, to the water, right? How these wakeboarding boats work, you don't want to get near the shoreline because you'll hit a stump, and you need to be in 10 feet of water, right? So feel like we can come up with a win-win compromise. So algae bloom and algae was around before any of us were born, right? And before motorized boats were around, right? Maybe it contributed a little bit, but that's not the main focus. But I've also been told that there's a small group and their agenda was, we need to get rid of these boats, these people, this is our lake, they're disturbing it, all the things. And I feel like that's a very bold comment. These people that they're talking about are active duty military and police officers and mechanics and electricians and pipe fitters. We work our tails off Monday through Friday to go down to our little slice of paradise and enjoy our version of the American dream, right? And outright ban, I just don't feel like that's good for the community for lots of reasons. But I'm happy to serve. I think we can find a win-win solution. I outlined a lot of those in the email I sent you guys on Sunday. That's it. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Now, are you with him?
I am. Okay.
Yes. I was gonna say no, but no, man.
I have a different perspective. I mean, we're on the same. My name is Lisa Rector, and my address is 3583 East 894 North Road. You said it wrong. So thank you for allowing me to come up here. I'm a real estate agent, so I know addresses. I am opposed to the wake boat ban. I have heard the main concern is the damage to seawalls and the shorelines. Again, I'm a real estate agent, and I have sold dozens of homes out of Lake Mattoon. When we bought our house in 2018, we had a damaged seawall. At that time, there were hardly any wake boats on the water, so we couldn't blame the boats for the damaged seawall. I knew as a homeowner, the seawall and shoreline was my responsibility. That comes with being a lake homeowner. Just like it's my responsibility for a new roof, new HVAC, new siding when I purchase a home. We live out on the open water on the south side of the lake. And I am woken up to hear wake hitting our dock from fishing boats in the morning. I see wake from pontoon boats with tubers during the day and from ski boats. Our wake boats go 10 miles per hour in a straight line down the lake. You can actually nowadays buy big pontoon boats that you can surf behind too. And our ski boat on the lake as well. Banning wake boats is not going to solve this problem, nor will it solve the algae bloom, as you would also need to address the runoff from fertilizer and the septic systems going into the lake. There are many lakes with algae blooms and no wake boats present. But what it will do is it's going to negatively affect the housing market on our lake. It's going to affect the taxes that we're going to be paying into the city of Neoga. I'm not sure if some of that goes to the city of Mattoon. It will be less revenue for the city of Mattoon because the people that are investing in the lake will no longer be purchasing our boat stickers. We're not going to be supporting the marina. We're also not going to be supporting Friends of Lake Mattoon, which, as you know, those funds go to helping with the upkeep of the lake. And when there's not enough funds and revenue there, who are they going to turn to? You guys. Lastly, it will negatively affect the businesses in Neoga and in Mattoon, as this group of voters will no longer be there to support them. I'm confident we can come up with a solution that works for everyone. Maybe charge the wake boats more for our boat stickers, which helps contribute to your budget. Have designated times or areas for the wake boats on the lake. We all just want to be able to use the lake that we love and call home. My hair is wet because I spent my 40th birthday today with my family doing the one thing that we love the most together, which was surfing on Lake Mattoon. Thank you for your time. I appreciate your willingness to find a solution that works for everyone, and I'm also willing to help anyway on that committee.
So do you want us to sing happy birthday the whole?
I want to be on my 41st and 42nd birthday to be able to surf with my
All right.
family.
Thank you very much.
Nice job.
Anybody else on this side over here we didn't hear from? We got other comments, other ideas? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
You're fine.
My name is Tyler Walk. I live at 221 Circle Drive in Mattoon. I also have a residency out in Neoga. We purchased this 10 years ago. We've been fixing it up for the past 10 years. Finally got to the point where, hey, what do we want to do here? We want to get a boat, really invest some money in this and build a dock, build a lift, the whole 9 yards. We just were able to accomplish that last year. And it was just like a punch you throw, to be honest with you. We're real respectful when we go out on the lake. In fact, these are some things that weren't brought up. All the boats go counterclockwise. So what they're doing is they're pushing their wakes all the way through the middle to the other side of the lake. So we're not pushing the wave towards the shore. We're pushing it away from the shore. So it's got time to dissipate the whole time. And I would say primarily we are on the south side of the lake because that's where the deep water is. I mean, to be honest with you, if you're on the net north side of the lake wakeboarding, you probably shouldn't be there. And you know, that things can be addressed, things can go through, but I mean, as far as erosion and some other stuff, we live back in a cove that's pretty deep. We don't see any waves or wakes at all. But I can tell you, we have a seawall. I also put some rocks on city property when we first moved in. But some of the city property that's not protected, and there is someone that has a dock there, their dock touched when we moved in 10 years ago. I went out and measured it yesterday. They have an 8-foot extension now because that's how much it's eroded. And we don't have any wakeboard lake. My brother also owns property on Lake Paradise. It used to be the old Girl Scout cabin. 20 years ago, he found out that he actually owned an extra 20, 30 foot out from the property. He got permission. He hauled in riprap, brought the riprap back, and then he back dredged and filled in. And it was a fairly inexpensive way to do things. And I went out there yesterday and looked at it. Nothing is eroded. Everything's just the way it is. In fact, he still has probably some of the deepest water for where it is on that lake. And I mean, I would think that would be something that probably need to look into doing at the lakes.
Right.
Just because it is an inexpensive way to help out. Lake Paradise is absolutely disgusting right now. I mean, if you haven't had an opportunity to drive around that lake, you should.
Right.
It needs help.
Right.
But I mean, I would be more than happy to serve on the council. We'll be down,
On the committee?
just need to work together on this whole thing.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Tyler. Okay, anybody else? Now, just so you know what's going to happen, we got a meeting to continue on. We're not going to get back into wake boat discussions. If the people that, you're welcome to stay, but if you don't want to stay for another 5 or 6 hours, it's not going to be that long. Hopefully another 30 minutes. But if you want to stay, you're welcome. If you don't, that's fine too.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
You there, buddy?
What's that?
Can I go?
I'm sorry. That wasn't directed to you. Okay, so that one's off.
Keep your wife
Okay,
Yeah, you're saying.
the next,
Seen him. I figured.
go-
She must be on the committee too, right?
okay,
The committee you're talking about, Kathy, got her down,
Yep, good.
okay,
Kathy Miller,
committee, okay, yeah.
perfect, thank you.
Writing them down as well. So,
All right.
Yeah.
So now we're going to get back into the regular sequence of things. We do have a presentation, right? We do have a presentation on from Earthrise Energy. And would they like to come up here? And you promised you wouldn't go, even though you're on the list, you won't go for an hour or anything, will you?
I certainly won't.
Okay. All right. All right, go ahead.
Good evening.
Go ahead.
All members of the council, Mr. Gill, others. My name's Kyle Berry. I'm an attorney with the law firm of McGuire Woods out of Springfield. My address is 1 North Old State Capitol Plaza, Suite 410, Springfield, Illinois, 62701. Now, I was here in this room last week for the public hearing on Earthrise's Glacier Moraine Solar Project permit application. I'm obviously representing the applicant if I wasn't clear on that. And it was a decidedly different scene. We were here on Tuesday of last week and there was not a large crowd. In fact, I believe that myself and the applicant, Mr. Gill was here. In fact, Alex was here and the members of the Planning and Zoning Commission were here. But I don't think there was anybody else. So again, entirely different scene. And at that public hearing on the permit, the applicant presented an extensive presentation, some of which you'll see here shortly, as well as a lot of documentation. That hearing established the evidence. And on the basis of that evidence and the testimony given last week, the Planning Commission voted unanimously to recommend approval of the permit for the project. And I mention that because I just want to remind everybody that that was the time to submit evidence. And just to be clear, nobody else submitted evidence other than the applicant. And so on that basis, on behalf of the applicant, we ask that the council follow the lead of the commission and vote to follow the recommendation of the commission and approve a permit for the project. And with that, I'll turn things over to Emery Osmond, who is works for Earthrise and is the project developer. Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor Hall, council members. Thank you for taking the time tonight to hear about our project. I won't take up a lot of your time here this evening. This presentation itself is about 30 to 40 minutes long, but I'm going to consolidate it into less than 5 here. Hopefully, just highlight some of the key points of our company and our project. So, Earthrise Energy, we're not just a solar developer. We are a natural gas plant owner and operator. We own 5 natural gas power plants across the state of Illinois. Our methodology is that we put more power into the grid much faster than other developers. Usually what takes a 5 to 7 year interconnection process for us is 1 year. This is due to our natural gas plant interconnection. This plant, this project, if and when operational, will not shut down the gas plant. The gas plant and the solar farm will operate in conjunction with each other. These gas plants are very key critical infrastructure for the power grid. These are literally the power plants that the system operator calls to go online when they are expecting extremely high demand in order to prevent things. So that is our main business. And what we are doing as a company is to just add more value to our business. So we do not intend to sell this project to another developer. We will be the owner and operator of this project. So I just wanted to kind of put that out there as, that gas plant has been operating for over 15 years now. So next I'd like to just go into a little bit about our engagement philosophies. Because we do not have this long interconnection process and because we do not have to pay massive network upgrade costs, we are able to allocate really substantial amount of funds to the communities that we offer. One example of this would be Now, I heard about the previous gas plant owners' actions with regards to the school district and the fact that we are trying to make that right. The school district is far and I voting on a community benefits agreement to make up for a portion of that amount. It is very substantial. We have earmarked nearly $1.5 million to be deployed to various community organizations in April of next year when we start construction. This is split between Neoga and the city of Mattoon. We just completed a community benefits agreement with the Mattoon Library. We have submitted that with our 18 letters of support that we have from various organizations within the community, ranging from LIFT, Pulls Together, Mattoon Chamber of Commerce, the Neoga School District, the library. We are also working on a CBA with the Mattoon School District, and we are very diligently looking into how we as Earthrise can contribute to the watershed issue in this community. And we are very committed to making that happen. We're just trying to figure out who to work with. We can with that. So if you all have suggestions, we are very open to this. Next, I'd like to just kind of go over how we conduct our business with regards to diligencing the land that we want to build our projects in. We have gone through months and months long of diligence processes with very experienced consultants in the industry. We have analyzed the drain tile. We have looked at how our project would affect the water flow, if at all. And we can't actually have to maintain it to the adjacent parcels. We have spoken with neighboring homeowners. Actually, the nearest homeowner to this project is your city manager, Kyle Gill. And last I remember, he does not have an issue with this project. So the other homeowners in the area, we've also spoken with them. Some of them we've talked about various vegetation management, or maybe planting certain trees. So any homeowners nearby this project currently does not have any issues. I think if they did, they would be here last week and mentioned. So.
Leaving yourself, please.
So from that perspective, we don't see any issues. Excuse me. So I lost my train of thought there with the noise going through. So we expect to start construction on this project in April next year. We expect to complete the project by the end of 2027. Property tax revenues are very extensive for this project. At CUSD 2, it will roughly be receiving around $200,000 to $300,000 a year. The Neoga School District is around $700,000 to $800,000 a year. This project, we are here today, last week when planning committee started for 66 megawatts, but 277 megawatts of this project has already been. So this is just the final piece. We are asking for your approval here to sign. Also, 100% of the power from these facilities is contracted to the Illinois Power Agency, which is distributed between Ameren and yes, so we request that you approve this project this evening and we'd love to.
Okay. Hold on a second. Whoever's online, would you mute your mic? Please mute your mic. You can mute it.
I can't.
You cannot mute it.
Oh, I might be able to.
You tell which one it's coming from. Right there, right?
217 is what's on there.
There we go. I got it.
Okay, we're gonna, anybody else that wants to speak about the solar panels that's here tonight? Yes, come forward.
I'm Marty Doble. You need my address? It's 2630 North County Road 100 East, at 10. We have owned that's been cared for these fields for 30 years, and our family had farmed in Cole County for 180. Every decision we make is with the future in mind. After our proper legal review, we voluntarily signed up for the solar project because we believe it's the best use for our land. We also believe the right of every landowner to sign up to use their own property. Supporting this project respects those rights to give farmers like us an opportunity to keep our land productive while diversifying from traditional row crop. This project benefits the entire community. It will bring in sufficient additional tax revenue to support our schools, roads, and emergency services here in Mattoon. Many are concerned projects like this will take away farm ground forever. We see it as a temporary and much needed rest. The land is idle with foliage growing beneath the solar panels for decades. When the contract expires, the land will still be there. The infrastructure will be removed and the land may continue to be farmed for generations to come. Finally, this is a local partnership with First Rise. We remain the landowner. This helps us keep the land in local hands, supporting our family and investing in the community future. We are asking you to support this project, not just for us, but for all those who value property rights, economic growth, and keeping our rural land productive for the next generations. Thank you.
Thank you. I saw another hand. Yes, come forward, please.
Hello, everybody. My name is Keaton Ford, and I am not a resident of Coles County, but I am an Illinois resident. I'm here on behalf of the Land and Liberty Coalition, part of the Conservative Energy Network. I'm the Illinois Director of Programs and Operations, and I live just a few miles away over in Sullivan, Illinois. So who I am, I grew up here in downstate Illinois. I'm still a Southern Illinois boy at heart. I still live 20 minutes away from here in downstate Illinois. A little bit about the Land and Liberty Coalition. We're a land rights group. We support the rights of landowners, farmers, whoever, and we also support an all-the-above approach to energy production. So, in light of recent events, I'm so glad to see everybody getting involved in their community. It's very, very heartening to see everybody show up and be involved in their community. So, whether you're here to be opposed to the project or you're here in favor of the project, one thing that we can all agree on is that we are proud to be Americans, and we need to respect everybody's right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So living in the United States, we live in a capitalist country. And from what I know about Earth Rights, they are an American company just looking to strive and compete in the free market. That is the definition of capitalism. So bottom line is let them compete, folks. They're just looking for a way to grow their business, produce energy, and it doesn't matter where the energy comes from. What matters is that we need energy production in the United States. China is beating us, folks, and they don't care what they put up. They'll put up a solar panel, a wind turbine, a nuclear plant, a coal plant, a gas plant. China is beating us. And I hear a lot of opposition to solar, wind, renewables, and a lot of different energy production. One thing that I hear is that we need to drill, baby, drill, and focus on American energy independence. Well, American energy independence comes if we only look at all the above energy. I dare anybody in opposition to go open up a power line. Tell me, which one of the electrons came from a solar panel? Which one came from a wind turbine? Which one's a Democrat? Which one's a Republican? Doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, we need American energy independence. We need to upgrade our grid. We need to produce energy because power production needs to go up because we are going to be losing, or well, not losing. Demand for energy is going to be going up by 25% by the year 2030. And unfortunately, in our state, we are losing a lot of our energy production. We are losing coal plants. Our nuclear plants are getting old. Why not welcome in wind and solar? Why not welcome up an all-the-above approach? So, with all that being said, I hope I made sense, and I hope I'm not rambling, and I hope I don't seem too nervous. But let's just honor liberty. Let's honor each other, and let's respect each other as Americans. Liberty, which one of my favorite quotes comes from Red Skeleton's Pledge of Allegiance. Liberty, which is the right to live one's own life without threats of fear or retaliation.
Steve, you need to wrap up.
Okay, I'm wrapped up.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, thank you. Okay, yes, go ahead, come up.
Hi, my name is Sandy Fagers. I'm representing IRBA, the Emerald River Basin Agency. We're out of Greenup, Illinois. The address is 400 West Pleasant Street in Greenup, Illinois. And I am a Cumberland County resident. So, over the years, IRBA has been very fortunate to be on the benefactor side of Earthrise Energy. We've received 4 grants, I believe it is, 4 or 5 grants from them. This has helped Cumberland County and Coles County residents with property taxes, mortgage payments. I recently received today a $100,000 grant for home repairs for Coles County and Cumberland County residents. This is going to help some families that were affected by the storm damage in Neoga, and it's also going to help families that are unable to make home repairs, the very low income and low income families. It will help put in wheelchair ramps, new roofs, windows. So it is a great asset for us to have a partnership with Earthrise Energy. And past donations, as I mentioned, helping out with mortgage payments, like Jimmy, who had a heart attack. He was in his 50s and just, working just like all of us, had a heart attack, and then he's not able to make his mortgage payment. He went through his savings. We're all just a few steps away from situations like that. And there's not any programs through the state, local, or federal programs to help people with circumstances like that. So I would just like to thank Earthrise Energy for their commitment to local communities and families.
Thank you. Anybody else on solar? Yes, ma'am. Go ahead. We'll get you next. We'll get you next.
Hi, I'm Kathy Yoja, 649B, County Road, 1450 East, Toledo, Illinois. And I'm the founder of Autism Acceptance in Cumberland County. We were founded in 2018, where we offer a safe place for kids with autism. We have a baseball league, basketball camp. We do things all over the county. We're actually in the area now, Effingham, Shelbyville. It's come from all over Charleston to play in our sports. So in January, one of our families went to a free dinner. Sorry, I had to say it. They went to a free dinner and was asked to give a nonprofit that would benefit on their donations from Earthrise. I was contacted, Earthrise, and I have been talking. Sorry, I'm a little nervous here, but because of their funding, we are able to offer autism safety training for first responders in 44 counties in Illinois. And the first county that's going to start is Mattoon. Mattoon will have, they're called MTU units, mobile training units. So Brad Older is the training director. You guys may know him. You guys will have your training December 22nd. It's an 8-hour training. And we have a trainer coming from Chicago that will be training you. And these are accredited hours the officers have to have. And we're really proud that Earthrise has given us this opportunity to ease your financial burden on that and to make everyone safe. And we're calling it Everyone Safe. We're going up, it goes to Urbana. The Earthrise money will cover 37 counties, goes from Urbana down to Carbondale. The other county they didn't cover MTU 14, which is over to Belleville. But we had the Jewish church said they wanted to fund that. So now we can pick up 44 counties. So we're really excited about this to bring some safety into our community and our autistic children. So
very good. Thank you very much. I had somebody over there. Yes.
Good evening. My name is Joe Riley. I'm the president of Labor's Local 159 here in Illinois. Our address is 2293 East Logan Street. here tonight on behalf of our membership to speak in favor of Earthrise project. Earthrise is committed to this community union project. And what that means is any contractor that works on this project has to hire in the local hiring. So that means men and women that live in Coles County and Cumberland County will go to work on these projects. That wasn't always the case before. 4 or 5 years ago, there was an Earthrise, but there was a project in Asheville. Didn't have union contracts on it. So by projects like that, all out of state plates. You'll see all of the plates on this project. Our men and women will go to work on this project. That means men and women that live in Coles County, every day they go to work, they put money in the pension fund, they put money towards their health and welfare fund, which provides insurance for their families. Provides them, we call it retiring with dignity. So in their annuity fund and so on and so on. So, and plus the money they make is going back into the community. They live here, they spend here. So just wanted to speak in favor of the project tonight. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Anything else on solar panels? Yes.
My name is Gary Carter. I live in Mattoon, 3105 Pine. And full disclosure, I am also the elected inspector for the city of Mattoon. And I would like to speak in favor of this proposed solar farm of both sides. And to take care of a few items here, I'm going to skip over things that might have already been said in respect for everybody's time. I think we need to look at the advantages and disadvantages of having solar fields and solar within our community. Obviously, solar is a renewable energy source from the sun. And one might argue that, well, that doesn't work at night. Well, with battery systems, and I assume you have battery systems, which battery? They will. It extends the life of the system. They can store the energy, produce during the day, it's not being used, and use it at night. Solar fields are zero emissions. No carbon, nothing to pollute the atmosphere, nothing to end up in the soil. As Mr. Doyle stated earlier, once the life expectancy of this is done, you take everything out of the soil and be farmed again. You don't have to worry about coal deposits, carbon, anything to do with that. Yes, solar is expensive, but in the long term, it pays for itself. A couple examples. Penn State University was the best one I could find. They used almost exclusively solar. And they have, say, cut their energy costs by $2.5 million per year. A more local example would be the solar field that has been installed at the Mattoon wastewater treatment plant. Field that probably nobody knows, very few people know exists unless you were involved with it, because you can't see it or hardly see it from Oddfellow Road. If you drive down it, yeah, you can look over, you can tell there's something there, but you can't hardly see it. The savings to the city on that is, the savings to the city on that is estimated to be 30% for the first 7 years of the total consumption at that plant. At the end of 7 years, when the city owns it, that jumps to 95%. In dollars, that's 60 grand a year for the first 7 years. After 7 years, based upon current electrical rates, kilowatt hour costs, we jump to $190,000. That's money that can be spent somewhere else. Maybe solve some water problems, maybe solve some street problems, some sewer problems. We can use that money. We can put some.
Gary, I'm going to have to give you a notice that you're about out of time.
Okay, disadvantages, yeah, it takes a lot of land. But who's going to tell Mr. Gold he can't do what he wants to do? That's been alluded to. End of life, these systems are becoming more and more and more recyclable with every item that's put in. So end of life is going to go away. It's not going to be as big an issue as some people might think. Yeah, there's items to take care of. but maybe in 25 years. Thanks for your time, and I hope it passes.
Thank you. Okay, yeah, come,
One quick one on the solar, I also have something later on, so.
okay, yeah, just go ahead and come up. You've got a quick one. We'll go ahead and get your name down twice.
My name's Kurt Allen, co-founder of the Edgar County Watchdogs. I'm not going to give my address. And the reason is the AG has made it real clear, you can't require people to do that because it does have a chilling effect. Folks, once they have an address, they can
Right.
take drive-bys and say, we don't like what you're doing.
Right.
So I'm not going to provide my address for that reason. I have addressed that in the past, but I still see that you asked for their address.
Right.
Well, I'd appreciate if you change that. In regards to solar, you folks have got some power. You need to communicate with your supervisor of assessment in Coles County. I'm the fire chief in Kansas. We go through all the safety training there for the Ashton Work facility. That facility is still being taxed, last time I checked, as agricultural farm ground. It has never been changed to commercial property. I appreciate the revenue that is promised. They were promised that in Kansas too, and they were promised that in Charleston. We haven't seen it yet because they haven't done their job and they haven't had the pressure from everybody else that's waiting on that tax money. So, and I'm neither for or against that. It doesn't matter to me. But my point is, you folks need to make sure you're exercising your influence and demanding that this gets to be addressed because it impacts everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Any final comments on solar panels? Let's see. Is there anybody, are there other subjects that people want to talk about? Because this is really the time that we do that. Yes, come forward, please.
Hi, I'm John Malmarian. I'm with High Safety. There are lots of railroad tracks, and I just wanted to present a letter to the city to maybe consider making Mattoon a quiet zone with the trains that we currently have, especially from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Usually around 1, 3 o'clock in the morning, there are trains and they blow their horns as they're supposed to for 15 to 20 seconds from where I can hear 32nd Street all the way around to Marshall. There's been research, public health environment research for the impacts of train noise, sleep disturbances, cardiovascular disease, mental health and cognitive effects, community development. We could have benefits. How do you guys pass a resolution for safe or C-Track safe train, and also want to implement safe kids getting to school to become a quiet town or quiet zone for trains? You have to have certain safety, like you have to have quad arms that come down. I believe this would help the students that you're trying to get to walk and ride their bikes to school. That would be an additional safety feature for the children going, especially in Mattoon High School. We have a lot of kids that drive fast on their way to and from school. I appreciate that if your speed limit thing in Marshall, that's actually helped a lot. But I believe this can also be a good benefit safety feature for the kids that are flying over 26. I did it when I was a kid, so I know I can hear them. There are funding opportunities. I have provided those in my little letter, urging you to consider making this a quiet zone. And plenty of research here. It can also help, like I said, like sleep, cardiovascular, stress. It can help with the housing that is around the trains. I'm happy to go around to the local people that live nearby and get petitions for support for this. And I just ask you to consider this or not too.
Can we get a copy of, do you say we have a copy? You got a copy for us?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
We can give that to Susan. She'll get it out to everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah, if you want to email it to me, I'll send it to council.
Right.
Yeah.
We appreciate the information. This is something we've talked about before. We've not done anything about it yet, but we can certainly consider doing that.
Last actual accident, which I have provided in this report, was like, 2014.
Okay.
I think.
Thank you.
Yeah, 10 years.
Okay.
Accident.
Okay, other subjects? Do we have?
My name's Rob Herring. I live at 1593 East County Road, 250 North of that. I just want to make a couple of comments. My family's been a part of the city of Mattoon for 5 generations. And I'm the 4th generation of entrepreneurs. We had four people in my family stepped up at small business folks. So this is my hometown. This is where I live. There's a lot to talk about. In 3 minutes, it's going to be hard for me to condense, but you all got the letter that I sent you. It's pretty much evident that what was in place at the time that I had a liquor license wouldn't hold water from the standpoint of being able to make it happen. And I can't get in, but I can give you a small example of what I'm talking about. The machines, which are part of my revenue, which the city was trying to count, cannot be put in a position where I can monitor how much somebody puts in, how much food that they buy. So I have no power at all to regulate how much money goes into the machine, and I have no power to make them buy food. So it doesn't work. The mathematical concept doesn't work. I'll make a long story short, I've been in business for approximately 9 years at this facility, and we got through the court system. And under the circumstances, that didn't work, but given me something that I can't maintain, nor can I mathematically do. The worst part with what's going on now is that I have 7 employees that I'm going to have to furlough because there's not enough money that comes through the other operations to take care of it. And let me explain, $15 an hour, that's where it's at. The power bills are eccentric, the cost of doing business, the insurance, everything else, it takes a lot. And you have to also consider that people with a Class A license, which is your tavern, if you went in and took that away from them, they couldn't pay their bills either. So the point is it's a revenue producer, and could somebody from the council tell me how many dollars that the city gets from those machines every year? Can you give me a kind of a number?
Ballpark, 650,000.
How much?
650,000 ballpark.
50,000. Is that a monumental amount to help the city try to pay their bills? Kyle, is that something that works?
We use it for different things like demolitions and pensions.
My
And
place over 9 years is giving you $124,300. I can prove that. The worst part about all of this for me, and this is something that I talk about, I don't understand. We've got Emerald Acres out there that's nothing more than a good tourism buy for people to come to Mattoon and use the tourism. And I have a building and a business that has the ability to help that. Now, there's nowhere else in town that has what I have. I shouldn't have to coax you people to understand that money's money and it takes money to be able to pay bills.
Rob, you're going to have to wrap up here.
Finish. So what I'm asking for tonight is I'm asking for you to give me a clear understanding and an explanation why I can't continue to operate. And if it's because, if it's because of what you have on the books and you don't have a license, I'd like to know why. A good and solid explanation. 2 things. Don't forget it. I've already been to 2 communities that have already told me that they'll give me the licenses. I don't want to go to another community, but I can. 2 of them. And there's no hassle over what it is. Last but not least, last thing. Sunday, I received an email from Texas Roadhouse because they want to use my facility so they can bring the regional trainers to come
and they wanted to have a place to where they could have something to eat, a comedian, and food. I mean, all of that comes together, and they want the arcade. So the point is, I'm at your mercy, but if you don't want me, I'm gonna move forward.
Thank you.
And also, some state preliminaries. The ordinance was written before the gambling machines were allowed. So you're using old legislation without today's realisms. Having people compare food sales, what used to be food sales to alcohol, now food sales to everything else, including gaming. And it's unfair and unreasonable. On top of that, so we consider a little bit of hypocrisy, you want to shut it down, yet you took $120,000 over the last time.
Okay. Thank you.
Have a great day.
Okay.
Who was that? Was that Todd Ware?
Yes. Yes, sir. Another subject.
Actually, same subject, the same subject. I think his attorney brought a really important point. Old legislation being applied. What's the solution to keep a business in here? The formula, I know when we looked at it, it's not a local government thing, but from a pure basic standpoint. So you can't control what somebody does put into a machine and then tell them you have to buy this much food, otherwise you lose your liquor license. It's just not, I don't want to say common sense, because we learned common sense is not so common, but there has to be a simple solution. I see on your agenda, you've got multiple ordinances that you're amending or taking action on. It seems like it would be a simple amendment to your ordinance and address it so that that can be taken care of. Violent business here. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
I was just gonna say online before we.
Yes.
I'm gonna unmute people and.
Okay. Anybody else in the audience has any comments about any subject? How about anybody online? Any comments you'd like to make?
Yes, I would.
State your name, please.
My name is James Donasso. And I addressed this issue with Rob Perry a couple of years ago to the council when the issue originally came up. And I can't understand for the life of me with the debt load that Matt Toon is carrying and the amount of effort that's gone into trying to put, the Emerald Acres in and attract business to Mattoon, that you would basically cut the lifeline off from an existing business that's already been there for 8 years. Makes no sense. Nobody with any business sense would do something like that. And I'm not sure what your agenda is or what your reasoning is, but if you can amend ordinances and you can amend things to try to make things work for Mattoon, why aren't you doing it for Mr. Perry? You're going to cut 7 jobs and you're going to cut the funding that helps pay the bills for the city of Mattoon. It makes absolutely no sense. It's asinine to me. And I just would like to know, with all the financial trouble that Mattoon has had, why you would do such a thing. That's my question. Can I get an answer from someone?
Do you have any other comments to make?
Yeah, I want you to answer my question. My comment.
I think
So I will just comment a little bit. There was ordinance and rules in place on restaurants that was food to liquor. Once all the gaming parlors started coming in, we had several come in wanting to sell hot dogs or sell Lancashire sandwiches. So we did make a change to the zoning ordinance. What we said that now not only does it have to be more food than liquor, the food, if it's a restaurant license, the primary business is a restaurant. Most of the money the majority of the money has to come from food. We made that change after the video gaming parlors came in, as everybody was trying to get gaming licenses. Mr. Perry was made aware of that whenever he did apply for the license, and his family has been known to have food, and he's been known to have food out at other gas stations as well. So he felt that he could meet that requirement. The license was given, so.
If you'd like to, yes.
Let me also add that this argument that you've heard tonight about the legislation made before the gaming board, or before the gaming changes, and That's something that was addressed in the courts, never addressed by Mr. Perry or his counsel. He never sold more than 50% of food, even without the gaming. If you take the gaming income out of it, he still never sold more than half of his income with food, prepared food, which is required for this particular license. And that was the evidence. It was very clear, never addressed by Mr. Perry. He's never sold more food than anything else, even without the gaming. Okay.
Well, you guys are running another business out. Congratulations.
Okay. No, I think we're done on this one. We gave you your 3 minutes, Rob. Any other subject anybody like to talk about? Okay, so the presentations section we're finished with. We're going to go on to the motions we've got to vote on tonight. We'll get this process will go fairly quickly, I think. And Commissioner Butler.
All right, I'd like to make a motion to adopt ordinance number 2025-5498, amending the municipal code, chapter 92, fire prevention, section 92.35, open burning prohibited for regulation of commercial and industrial burning permits.
Can I get a second to that motion?
Second.
Commissioner Cox, and any comments anybody has up here?
Yeah, so we were actually out of business here on the weekend, actually. That was Bloomfield Garden Center. They had a couple of issues come up with some acreage that they have out there in response to a lot of conversations. So this is effectively a way where we would be able to clear lots that are over 1 acre in size. It has to be commercial, industrial only, not for residential use. And the property owner also has to have no code enforcement violations. So the issue kind of out there is that there are a lot of squatting and encampment activities going on there. There's been multiple reports from residents of people being harassed in the trail in that area. And so the owner was interested in clearing that area. But even with the yard waste facility, literally right next door, it costs like $15,000 or so for them to even just begin to transport that material over there. And so the only things that would be able to be burned through this ordinance would just be any vegetative material. You can't ban burn tires, trash, stuff like that. It's really just natural vegetative materials from trees. There's already an application that's been made as part of this ordinance that this in Exhibit A. And effectively, it requires both code enforcement and the fire department to sign off on that. Schedule specific dates through the fire department for when that happens. So we wouldn't have multiple different things going on at the same time. This allows us to effectively and efficiently, clear land essentially for new development. Take any questions.
I just was curious if Jeff, if you had anything to.
Erica, what you said, I can hear you.
I was just asking Jeff if he had anything to add to it from his perspective.
No, Alex and I sat down and came up with this together. And having both code enforcement and myself having to sign off on this, we thought was the best multi-layered approach to keep just from anybody being able to. Yeah, I don't have a.
Alex, is this, so it bypasses the planning commission for special use?
This is not a zoning.
Gotcha.
This is just a regular.
So code enforcement and the fire chief. Thank you.
Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Commissioner Cox.
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps.
Yes.
Commissioner Butler. Yes. Mayor Hall.
Yes.
Make a motion to adopt special ordinance number 2025-1976, authorizing a renewal agreement with Aetna for the administration of the Aetna Group Retiree Medicare Advantage Prescription Drug Plan, MAPD, for calendar year 2026, and authorizing the mayor to sign all documents necessary to complete the renewal.
Any second to that motion?
Second.
Second, Commissioner Butler, and any comments on this one?
This is just our normal yearly renew. Prices keep continuing to go up with healthcare, so not a shocker that it did increase. But you know, it's still a very good plan compared to what you can get out there. So
Any other questions? Roll call.
Commissioner Cox?
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps?
Yes.
Commissioner Butler?
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen?
Yes.
Mayor Hall?
Yes.
Motion to adopt special ordinance number 2025-1977, granting a rezoning from the extraterritorial jurisdiction to C3 in Paradise Township for the purpose of a solar farm. Petitioner is Emery Osman of Earthrise Energy. Parcel numbers 10-0-0-00274-000, 10-0-0-00295-000, parcel number 10-0-0-00369-000, parcel number 10-0-0-00351-001, parcel number 10-0-0-00350-000, and parcel number 10-0-0-00335-000, Dole Farms Limited Partnership.
And a second to that motion?
I will second, but if he could repeat that.
You want to be out of here by midnight?
All right. Actually,
Play that back.
very, very good job, Commissioner Phipps. All right, roll call.
Okay. Commissioner Phipps?
Yes.
Commissioner Butler?
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen?
Yes.
Commissioner Cox?
Yes.
Mayor Hall?
Yes.
Motion to adopt special ordinance number 2025-1978, granting a special use on property located in Paradise Township for the Earthrise Energy Glacier Moraine LLC Solar Farm. Parcels 10-0-0-00274-000, 10-0-0-00295-000, 10-0-0-00369-000, 10-0-0-00351-001, 10-0-0-00350-000, and 10-0-0-035-000, Dole Farms Limited Partnership.
And a second to that motion?
Second, it, Mayor.
Commissioner Phipps, and any other comments I has on these?
For the record, from staff perspective, we do support this project and recommend a favorable approval. This passed unanimously through the planning and zoning commission last week. There were no residential objectors whatsoever present at that public hearing, which is incredibly rare for solar farms. Outside of that, they demonstrated a very proactive approach to the rezoning and special use. They didn't just, put an ad in the paper and post other things when people complained. They started that community engagement process well over a year ago. From there, multiple letters of support, which also does not really happen. There's a decommissioning bond. So let's say Earthrise goes bankrupt or something, like there's already funds set aside that are updated every 5 years that allow for that decommissioning. So this will always be able to come back to its regular state as farm ground. Also, this is the first time an actual has come to a public meeting since I've been here. So that was really interesting. Into a solar farm. So it's for those reasons that, especially because of lack of impact to residents within residentially zoned districts of our work limits, that staff supports this.
Any other comments or questions? Roll call.
Commissioner Butler?
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen?
Yes.
Commissioner Cox?
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps?
Yes.
Mayor Hall?
Yes.
Motion to adopt special ordinance number 2025-1979, authorizing the mayor to sign an outright grant agreement by and between the city of Mattoon and First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Central Illinois, SB, reimbursing up to $74,511.11 from Broadway East TIF revenues for facade and exterior ADA code compliance to a property located at 101 Broadway Avenue East, and authorizing the mayor to sign the grant agreement.
And a second to that motion?
Second.
Commissioner Butler, and any comments or questions?
It went through the planning commission, was approved. I had a lot of discussion on it, and it will help the blight of the parking lot, the exterior of the building.
All right, roll call.
Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Commissioner Cox.
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps.
Yes.
Commissioner Butler.
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes.
Motion to approve council decision request 2025-2638, authorizing the purchase of one 2024 GMC 3500 diesel 4x4 McCoy Miller remanufactured ambulance in the amount of $283,250 with trade-in from our Enterprise LLC.
And a second to that motion,
Second, Mayor.
Commissioner Clausen, and any comments?
This is what they say remanufactured ambulance. The chassis, the truck is actually brand new. The box is remanufactured. So this is a new vehicle just with a remanufactured box. We've got 3 very, very old ambulances that have a lot of miles on them. And we've ordered 2 other ambulances that are being built. That one was supposed to be here early this year. Now we're talking early next year. And then the one more probably maybe a year later. So we are getting to the point where we need an ambulance now, and this is why we found this and brought it forward.
Okay. Any other comments, questions? All right, roll call.
Commissioner Cox.
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps.
Yes.
Commissioner Butler.
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes. I move to approve council decision request 2025-2639, approving the reappointments of Bernie DeBeer, John Coyne, and Hans Warner to the Mattoon Arts Council, MAC, for terms ending on September the 30th of 2027. Can I have a second to that motion?
Second.
Commissioner Cox, and any questions about this one? Okay, roll call.
Commissioner Phipps. Yes. Commissioner Butler.
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Commissioner Cox.
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes.
Motion to approve council decision request 2025-2640, rejecting the bids for Fire Station Number 3 addition due to the budget constraints.
Second to this motion,
Second, Mayor.
Commissioner Clausen, and any comments on this?
Working with the Upchurch group to see what we can do to maybe just put on the additional bay and drive-through bay. Trying to get, there's going to be some electrical that would still have to be done with the new bay. So trying to get an idea of what that cost may be. And if we think that's favorable, we'll be bringing that a new spec for you guys to approve and possibly go out for bid.
Okay.
Is that something that you foresee happening before the end of the year? Or is there a timeline on, not to tie you down, but I mean, is it,
It's going to be a spring project.
Okay.
So it would potentially go to bid maybe later this year, late winter, but with a spring
start.
Yeah. Okay.
Other questions or comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Butler.
Yes.
Commissioner Clausen.
Yes.
Commissioner Cox.
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps.
Yes.
Mayor Hall.
Yes. Comments by the council, starting with Commissioner Phipps.
Just appreciate everybody coming and all the comments across the board from all the topics. Your input's very valuable. You don't see that very often, so I'm glad to get that input so we can make some better approach things better as a city and as a community. So much appreciated. That's all I have.
Okay. Any questions? Commissioner Cox?
I would echo those comments. Thank you all for being here. Do appreciate your time and your interest in being here, and the thoughts, and those of you who volunteered for the committee as well. It's vitally important, and we do appreciate your time on that project as well. So with that, that's all I have this evening.
Okay. Commissioner Clausen?
I just want to, both Commissioner Cox, Commissioner Phipps, again, thank everybody. I think it's invaluable to a council when we have about an hour of public comments. We learn a lot. I mean, we are basically full-time jobs, part-time commissioners. So we appreciate all the input on both sides of these issues. And Ed Dowd is online, and I want to thank him. Lana Baldwin is usually sitting in the audience. So hopefully she's on the mend, and we'll see her here maybe next month or so. That's all I got.
Any questions? Last but not least, Commissioner Butler.
I, echo the same thing everyone else has said. I do want to add, I really appreciate everyone reaching out, sending emails, sending suggestions, rallying your troops. It definitely helps. We don't know how you feel unless you reach out to us and let us know, and we don't know what we don't know. So thank you all for that. And Mayor, I would like to thank you for your suggestion for the committee. I think that's an excellent idea.
Thank you. Was. Okay. Any other comments? And that will be my wrap-up comment. I will get started on this. I'll keep the council up to date on the committee and how it's going, and we'll get that going. And of course, there's no changes going to be happening this year related to the lake. We'll talk about that when we get the committee's reports back and we get a chance to review that again. Okay, last item on the agenda is someone needs to make a motion to adjourn.
I would be happy to do that, Mayor. I make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, Commissioner Cox makes it. Second. Commissioner Phipps. Now, the important part. Roll call.
Commissioner Clausen,
Yes.
Commissioner Cox,
Yes.
Commissioner Phipps,
Yes.
Commissioner Butler,
No.
Mayor Hall.
Yes, meeting adjourned.
Sandy smiled.
Uh-huh.
Out there. 5:30.